Hello and welcome to another episode of World of Guns Gun Disassembly. Today we're going to take a look at the Webley Revolver. The Webley Revolver, also is known as the Webley Top Break Revolver or Webley Self-Extracting Revolver, was in various marks a standard issue service pistol for the armed forces of the United Kingdom and the British Empire and the Commonwealth from 1887 until 1970. The Webley is a top break revolver, and breaking the revolver open operates the extractor, which removes the cartridges from the cylinder. The Webley Mark I service revolver was adopted in 1887, and the Mark VI, introduced in 1915 during the First World War, is perhaps the best known model. Firing large 455 Webley cartridges, Webley service revolvers are among the most powerful top break revolvers ever produced. The 455 caliber Webley is no longer in military service, but the 38-200 Webley Mark IV variant is still in use as a police sidearm in a number of countries. With a modified shaved cylinder and the use of a half-moon clip, the Webley Mark VI can fire the 45 ACP cartridge. Although standard pressure 45 ACP cartridges exceed Webley proof loads and should not be used. Webley Scott produced a range of revolvers from the 19th century to the late 20th century. The quintessential hinged frame, centerfire revolvers for which Webley became best known first began production and development in the early 1870s, most notably the Webley Pierce in 1877 and the Webley Kaufman in 1881. The WG or Webley government models produced from 1885 through the early 1900s, often incorrectly referred to as the Webley Green, are the most popular of the commercial top break revolvers, and many were the private purchase choice of British military officers and target shooters of the period. However, other short barrel solid frame revolvers, including the Webley RIC, the Royal Irish Constabulary, and the British Bulldog revolver, designed to be carried in a coat pocket for self-defense, were far more commonplace during the period. Today, their best-known revolvers are the range of military service revolvers, which were in service use across 2 world wars and numerous colonial conflicts. In 1887, the British Army was searching for a revolver to replace the largely unsatisfactory 476 Enfield Mark I and Mark II revolvers. Webley and Scott, who were already very well-known makers of quality guns and sold many pistols on a commercial basis to military officers and civilian alike, tendered the 455 caliber Webley self-extracting revolver for trials. The military was suitably impressed with the revolver, and it was adopted on 8 November 1887 as the Pistol Webley Mark I. The initial contract called for 10,000 Webley revolvers at a price of £3 each, with at least 2,000 revolvers to be supplied within 8 months. The Webley revolver went through a number of changes, culminating in the Mark VI, which was in production between 1915 and 1923. The large 455 Webley revolvers were retired in 1947, although the Webley Mark IV 38-200s remained in service until the 1970s, alongside the Enfield No. 2 Mark I revolver. Commercial versions of all Webley service revolvers were also sold in the civilian market, along with a number of similar designs, such as the Webley Government and the Webley Wilkinson, that were not officially adopted for service, but were nonetheless purchased privately by military officers. Webley's records show the last Mark VI was sold from the factory in 1957, with Nigeria noted in the entry. The Webley Mark IV revolver was not completely replaced by the Browning High Power until 1963, and saw use in the Korean War, the Suez Crisis, the Malayan Emergency, and the Rhodesian Bush War. Many were still circulating in British military service as late as 1970. Now we're going to take a look at the Disassembly Reassembly demo. You'll see that the Webley Revolver has 53 parts total, and as the video is disassembling the weapon, you'll see the parts that it's manipulating down at the bottom of the screen. This is a very nice 3D model of a standard Webley service revolver. A lanyard ring, not something common to civilian weapons. Designed for military and cavalry use. That's it, the complete disassembly of the Webley Revolver. And there you have the completed reassembly. Now let's take a quick look at the operation of the Webley Revolver. As you can see, this is a beautiful 3D model of a standard Webley service pistol. The weapon held 6 rounds of .455 or .38-200 ammunition. It is a single and double action revolver, meaning that you can either pull the trigger to discharge the weapon, or you can activate the trigger back into single action mode for a lighter trigger pull. Now, as you can see, we have an empty weapon. We're going to show the reload. This lever here will be pressed down to release the top of the weapon, which will swing open, extracting and ejecting the cartridges, allowing you to load the new ones. Quick and easy, and you're ready to go again. And that's it. The Webley Service Revolver. As always, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you feel generous. And I hope you're looking forward to the next episode of World of Guns Gun Disassembly.